Let's begin that conversation, as you've said, with Farouk Aliyu, who is a former minority leader, House of Representatives. He joins us from our studio in Kano. Good morning, and thank you for joining us, Mr. Aliyu.
Good morning, Kayla. Good morning, all of you there in Lagos and Abuja.
You must have listened to some of the comments by Governor Makinde. Which one stands out for you?
Well, the shocking revelation that both of them, I think, like the A5, were out to probably destroy their party, and these are things that a lot of Nigerians were suspecting. Now he has spilled the bean, and now everybody knows that there is no hand of APC in this. It's all their machinations. That's what they wanted to do. And so it's shocking, and really it's so disappointing, that Nigerian politicians can do these kind of things that he's coming about with. So if you look at it, it's all about selfish interests. What's best for you personally, not for your people, not for the country that Sheyi Makinde is talking about now. I think it's an afterthought, really, because it was connivance of their part of the elites to probably destroy the PDP, and that's absolutely their business. But it's really unfortunate for us as a country, because we in the APC are not happy that PDP has been destroyed, really, because we came from opposition stand. We were in opposition. We did everything in this country to ensure that the opposition thrived, and we thrived, and we came to government. So it's sad that they're doing these kind of things to us as a nation, because they're not doing it for, for PDP. They're doing it for this country, against the country, and all well-meaning Nigerians should rise up against anybody that is trying to destroy democracy, because they are the ones who are trying to destroy democracy, certainly, and it's sad.
Well, there are those who would, take what you just said now, Mr. Aliyu, with a pinch of salt, seeing that the president, it was last year, saying that, look, it is to my advantage that your party should not have, that the PDP, and he was talking about the PDP at the time, should not, get their acts together. So when you now say that you are not happy about it, I assume you are talking about the APC, but the president said, look, if you don't get your acts together, that's to my advantage.
Yeah, but that's the opinion of Mr. President. But certainly he was joking, because, look, the president was coming from the background of opposition. And if, in their own wisdom, even if the president says so, of course it's the advantage of APC. But then is it to the advantage of the country? No. We in the APC don't have plans to make this country as one-party state. No. And I'm confirming that to you. Not the president, not us in the party, not the leadership, not the leaders of the party. We don't want a one-party state. So the earlier, look, let's go back to history. Now, what happened? What's the problem in PDP? If you remember very well, or Nigerians can remember, that what happened was, during their convention in 2023, I think, coming to the election, when they decided, who gets the ticket, whether the North or the South, and so on and so forth. We saw it on pages of newspapers, on television. When Atiku Abubakar got the ticket, he set up a committee to go and get the VP candidate for them. Somewhere along the line, they got Wike. They agreed on Wike, and then his wisdom changed to another person. So Wike went berserk. So that's their making, not our making. Not the making of APC, absolutely. So, but then, of course, if they decide to destroy their party on their own, yes, it is to our advantage. But this is not APC is not Nigeria. This country belongs to all of us. We never in the APC say that this country belongs to us. And we're not telling Nigerians that we're going to live for 60 or rule for 60 years, like the PDP said. No. If in the wisdom of Nigerians, come 2027, we are voted out, so be it. Because, as I said, this country belongs to all of us. So it is sad for us in the APC that PDP cannot get their acts together. Look at what the letter that came out from the INEC yesterday. What's our making? What's the making of APC there? They have factions. Remember, you know, Sule Lamido went to court. Remember, other people went to court. So many of them went to court. I mean, how, like, I know Sule Lamido very well. In fact, he's my uncle. Nobody in this country can convince or connive with Sule Lamido to destroy a PDP. No. So it's not our making, it's their making. And if in their wisdom decide to do these kind of things for the country, it's sad. And I'm confirming to you, it's sad. We in the APC are not happy that there is no viable opposition in the country. I hope the ADC will get their acts together so that probably they replace the PDP.
Well, it's interesting that, you know, the perspectives are coming out this way, particularly staying with the conversation around Mr. Governor Makinde for a little further. There are those who are wondering how come he decided to come out now, because for a very long time, a good number of people have been expecting that at least he is one of the strongest PDP governors that is still standing. And a good number of people expected that he'd have been speaking a lot more before now, and that now starting, you know, talking now with a media chat with many people would always allude to a Governor Wike at the time, and even now, Minister, something that he does from time to time, using that same template to, you know, speak to the country. So on the one hand, can you read politically any reason why he is doing the talking now? And then to those who allude to the fact that maybe he just wants to begin to redeem himself, apologizing and all of that one. So what are your thoughts?
You know, you still come back to connivance of the elites. It was so convenient for Makinde to even propose a ministerial candidate, person from his side. He is a member of PDP, contested in PDP, defeated us, APC, in the election, and then supported President Tinubu in his wisdom. You remember the G5 thing, and he was part of it. So probably it was all the struggle, politically speaking, for the soul of the PDP. So he wanted, and there were also rumors that he wanted to be presidential candidate of the PDP. I'm sure you must have heard of that. So to me, it's an afterthought. And that Sheyi Makinde probably, just like what you said, probably he's regretting, he's trying to redeem his image, but then he should have come out clean. Then, oh dear Nigerians, I am sorry, I was part of this whole contraption that destroyed the PDP, or was trying to destroy the PDP. Now I'm retracing my steps, that look, we will do everything possible. And then look, if not for the selfish interest of him, why can't he talk to the wicked group? Why can't they agree on themselves? Because look, when they went to INEC, remember, the INEC called them last week trying to see if they could reconcile them, which we thought is not the work of INEC. But still, in the wisdom of INEC, decided to call them together. When they came out of the meeting, the Kabiru faction said one thing, and the other faction was saying another, which means they are simply not interested to fix their party. You know, so Sheyi Makinde, because, and look, what has, if you remember the press conference, he was showing the first contract that he made $1 million. What has that got to do with us in APC? Or what has that got to do with people in this country? He's the governor of Oyo State. He should continue to be governor of Oyo State. And look, I hope someday, one day, they either all of them go to ADC, but the way things are going, if amongst themselves they don't come together to concede, some concession is needed if they truly want democracy in this country to thrive, or the opposition. Some of them need to concede certain things so that the PDP can come back. And honestly, it is sad in this country that PDP looks to be dying. And I hope and I pray the ADC will get their acts together too. And we need a viable opposition, because you need to oppose the government so that the people will get the best of the system.
Well, while, as you said, it is to the pleasure or, you know, in favor of the APC that opposition parties don't get their acts together, you have also said something very important. The absence of an opposition party is not very helpful to the democracy we're practicing in Nigeria. So while holding on to what the president said, that look, if they don't get their acts together, that's to my advantage. Is there anything you think that and a ruling government, the APC, can do to help Nigeria get a stronger opposition party?
Well, you see, it is not in the place of APC to make the opposition parties come together. Remember, the APC is a conglomeration of ANPP, CPC, ACN, New PDP, and so on. We came together and formed the APC. So if probably PDP is dying, why can't they go on my advice? Why can't they go and join the ADC? Because look, those in the ADC or in the PDP are respected Nigerians. We respect them. These are people that have contributed in one way or the other for the development of this country. But then we in the APC, is none of our business, absolutely, to make sure they get their acts together. But it is sad because when we were coming together as APC, some didn't want to come, some came, and so on and so on. So we somehow, somewhere along the line, we conceded there were so many concessions for us to come together for the betterment of this country. So I call on my brothers and sisters in the PDP and AC and PDP, ADC to act, put their acts together. Probably my advice is PDP should just merge with ADC. We are not afraid of any opposition because, as I said, this country belongs to all of us. The country does not belong to President Ahmed Tinubu, does not belong to me, does not belong to you. It belongs to all of us. But now President Ahmed Tinubu is holding the reins of the office in trust on our behalf. If in the wisdom of Nigerians, come 2027, any other contraption comes to defeat us, we shall accept that as the choice of Nigerian people so that we can move this country forward.
Honorable Farouk, I want to get your thoughts on what's happening in Rivers State. The defections to the All Progressives Congress. Of course, we've seen Governor Fubara moving now to the APC, and a lot of people, it's been interesting to watching what happened in the National Assembly yesterday. Some people who were hitherto loyal to Minister Wike, we are seeing them moving towards Governor Fubara. And then, of course, a lot of conversations right now about how Governor Fubara now has the backing of the presidency and may have secured himself a second term in office. What's your take on Rivers State politics and how the leadership, he has officially been named as the leader of the party in Rivers State. Was this the right move for him? And your take on what's going to happen next in Rivers State politics, especially as regards the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike?
Well, I'm sure even the Wike knows very well that the leader of APC in Rivers State as at today is the governor. It's not about Rivers State. In all the states of the Federation, the governors, sitting governors, are the leaders of the parties. So, and I'm sure Wike knows that. I don't think he's going to contest about that. And to me, I think the right thing was done. I mean, Fubara did the right thing because he was left in the cold. I mean, nowhere to hang on to. And in his wisdom, decided to join the APC. So we're happy he's there. And we hope somewhere along the line, they will reconcile between the godson and the godfather. They will reconcile. But then, the interest of us is not Wike or Fubara, but the people of Rivers State, across party lines, that anything that will bring peace to Rivers, that's what we want as a party. And then, yes, the leadership of APC, the presidency, and all of us have recognized Fubara as the leader of the party in the state. But that does not mean Wike is not also the leader. I am from Jigawa State. We have a governor in Jigawa State sitting who is the leader of the party, but I am also a leader of the party. I mean, when the governor is going to address the gathering while I'm there, he will call me as Honorable Farouk Adamu Aliyu, our leader. I mean, but that does not mean, truthfully speaking, I am the official leader, because that's the leader, based on age and pedigree and so on and so forth. So I'm sure also in Rivers State, the official leader of the party is Fubara. And I'm sure Wike is not going to contest about that. He knows that. But that does not take the position of him being a leader among other leaders of the party in Rivers State. And also in Nigeria. Because Wike is not just leader of Rivers State, also in Nigeria. That's if he decides to join. If he decides to join APC.
The picture you painted.
Yeah.
Honorable, the picture you painted of you being a leader in Jigawa State,
yes, I am.
and then the governor being, that's easy because the relationship hasn't been so frosty. You didn't have a state of emergency. No one was trying to impeach the governor. So a lot of things have gone under the bridge that
no, but
Kayla,
you see, now as River State presently constituted, officially in APC we don't know Wike. Wike does not join our meetings, neither in Abuja or in River State. So Wike is not a member of APC. We are talking about him being a leader because as the former governor. Rotimi Amechi, former governor, is certainly a leader in River State, and so on. So today, as APC presently constituted, Wike is out of the equation in River State. Until such a time when he joins, then he could be one of the leaders. But the official leader of APC in River State today is Fubara. Simple, and I'm sure Wike knows that. So whether it's simple or not simple, that's it. Yes, there was no state of emergency in Jigawa State, but in Rivers also is the problem of Fubara and Wike. But now Wike and Fubara has joined us. Wike has not joined us. So there are certain discussions that we will do with Fubara, will not do with Wike, because the internal things we're discussing on how to win election will not bring Wike into it, because as of today, he's not officially part of APC. But if in his wisdom, just like the way he helped us to win Rivers, if in his wisdom also he decides to help us, yes, we welcome that.
That's a very interesting point of view. I want to get your thoughts on the relationship between the State Assembly, Martin Ameule, and Fubara, and of course other members of that State Assembly. What advice would you have for them? Because some people say that relationship is still very frosty.
Well, my advice is for Fubara. Certainly he has to concede so many things to them, because he cannot be the leader without the State Assembly. So he needs to work out whatever. And then we in Abuja too, we're trying to see how we can put them together and work out certain things and so on. And I hope probably someday, somewhere along the line, maybe Wike will join APC. So when he joins APC, probably the situation will be solved once permanently. But as at now, Fubara as the leader of the party, Fubara as the governor should talk to the speaker, members of State Assembly, try to woo them to his side as the leader of the party in our state, in the Rivers.
And finally, my final question for you this morning is actually away from all of this and onto something that we heard that many members of the, well, we call you people the CPC bloc, but you're very loyal to the late President Muhammadu Buhari. This book that has been written, From Soldier to Statesman, by Dr. Charles Omole, I hope I got his name correctly. This book has been getting a lot of ripples, and there's a rumor out there that people like yourself and other members of that CPC bloc who are loyal to the late former President Muhammadu Buhari are not happy with some of the revelations made by the late president's wife in that particular book. Have you read it, and what are your thoughts on it? No,
I've not read it, but I've gotten some synopsis. First of all, I wasn't at the book launch because I didn't believe. The gentleman who wrote the book, I have never seen him. In fact, when I spoke to some of our colleagues who worked much closer with the president officially, some of them said, look, we always spoke to him on phone. We don't know him. So in her wisdom, she decided to do what she did. And I don't want to comment on, publicly. But I have my reservations, which we as the family of the Buhari, we're trying to see how we can put these things behind us. But certainly, we are very sad with certain revelations that there are certain things that, look, should be kept in the family, in each family, because in every family there are certain things that should be kept. And then look, this gentleman is dead, so he's not even there to say whether what they are saying is true or not. So we leave it there. May his soul rest in peace. And then, this life is transient. Those of us that are alive are going to join him also. So I call on Aisha Buhari or whoever, anybody that thinks ill of our leader, our father, to please think that there is tomorrow. They will also die someday. So it's sad. It's really sad. We're not happy. That's true. No right-thinking member of the Buhari group should be happy with that book. So I'm officially telling you, yes, we're not happy with the book.
That in any way also suggests that the Buhari bloc is not happy with the fact that the president, was there at the book launch. Does that in any way suggest any kind of frosty or cautious relationship with the president? Is the Buhari bloc cautious with the president in the APC?
Well, let me tell you, the president never knew the content of the book. 90% of those people sitting at the book clubs didn't know the content of the book. I can mention, I don't want to mention names, but they were, this? You know, so look, nobody knew what's on the book. And then look, President Tinubu has done everything for late President Buhari while he was alive and when he died. And then look, I am one of the faces of Buhari in this country, and I am loyal to Tinubu because Tinubu has done everything humanly possible, from working to ensure President Buhari got the ticket in Lagos 2014. I was the returning officer of Buhari that time. I know what Tinubu did that time. And then I know also what Tinubu did to ensure that he got the presidency. And then I know everything, all the steps that Tinubu did. And then you remember when our leader died, what Tinubu did. From the time he became president up to today, Tinubu never traveled for more than 100 kilometers by road. But he did that because of Buhari. He did everything. And then most of us, and not all of us, of course, but most of us in the CPC bloc, still, we have allegiance to our president. And you remember 2 months ago, we led a delegation was led by Al-Makura, who is the leader of our bloc, on a courtesy call to Mr. President, where we vouched our loyalty to him and to APC, to his government. And we're happy with the government of APC. And of course, there are some folks who have even moved to ADC in their wisdom. That's correct. But majority of the CPC bloc are still within the APC and loyal to President Bola Tinubu.
Interesting. One last one on that subject matter. There are those who feel that the North, the entire Northern Bloc, is not particularly happy with the president for one reason or the other. First of all, do you think there is validity in that?
Well, I think that is subjective, really. There are, yes, some Northerners who are not happy with President Tinubu. There are Southerners who are not happy with President Tinubu. There are Northerners that are happy with Tinubu, people like us. I'm a Fulani man through and through. And yes, there are some people who, and whoever is in power, there are people who will not be happy with him. But as at today, majority of the North is not averse with the leadership of Tinubu.
For those who are not happy, as you put it, do you think it poses any threat to his chances in the 2027 elections?
Well, we don't ignore that. We are cautious of that threat from some Northerners and also from some part of the country who are not happy with us. We as a government and also politicians are trying to do everything possible to woo them back. Those that are not happy with some steps that we're taking, yes, which is also normal, because the government cannot contain everybody. So sometimes people that lose out, they try to complain. So yeah, we understand. Also, they're also right in their thinking that, look, why are we not taking along? But then the offices are not enough for everybody. So some must make sacrifices. I am a shining example of that kind of thing. I mean, I wasn't part of the official government nomenclature of Buhari. I stayed till the end. I'm going to be with Tinubu till the end. I'm not looking for any official position. But whether you get official position or you don't, if you believe in something, we cannot tell. What we told Nigerians that, look, come and join us. Come to APC. We are the best choice. Nigerians give that trust in us. Now, all of a sudden, because we're not happy, we shouldn't say, look, that APC is not good. So that brings me to the situation of connivance of the elites. So we, the political elites, most of us, you find out that whenever you lose out, then you start calling for the whole roof to come down. So which is not good, and I hope the country will understand that, look, what is the best interest for us? Are we talking about us as the elites or us as Nigerians? So some of us certainly are not happy because they've lost out in the equation.
Well, interesting way to put it. Well, I think we can just say that you are surreptitiously some kind of spokesman for the president, even though unofficially, with all the things that you have said about him this morning. Thank you so much for your time. Honorable Farouk Aliyu is a former
I was also spokesperson of Buhari when he was the president. So, yes, unofficially, I will speak for Tinubu. Yeah, I will.
Okay. Well, let's see whether they will remove the UN one of these days. Thank you again for your time.